Hey,
Uh,
I think we can hear us.
I
Just
I have
letting
no
you know.
problem hearing.
Okay. So I'm just letting you know. So there.
Is
I'll
there
make it all
some kind
pretty.
of synthetic piano going on or something right now?
Yeah, yeah. I'm playing a little, lounge music.
No
Woo,
problem. Just
woo.
letting you know. If not, something's invading our space.
As usual.
Yeah.
So yeah. So now I'm gonna check the stream everywhere else. God help us.
Gotcha.
Whatcha? Yep. Why do we check the stream? Because as Ed Valley says, it's good to have a steady stream. And let's see. Seeing okay, hearing okay. All right. That's what we ask you for. I've got to listen on Facebook. Sounds good. Yep. It's so hard being the producer, host, and star of this show. I definitely know how Lucille Ball felt.
Ah.
Saw that movie. Oh my God.
Yeah, you know what? I thought it kind of dragged in the middle. I thought it went on a little too long.
And
But
her prosthetics, right? When, the first time we actually got to look at her, I just, because the prosthetics were so,
well, they had so much money. Netflix was doing it, so they were able to produce it just incredible.
yeah. It floored me just to see her, like that. So anyway.
Well, I wouldn't have thought Nicole Kidman was Lucille Ball, to be honest with you. And they did a hell of a job with it. Yeah.
Yeah, she did great. But yeah, I wouldn't have thought of her first either. So, oh well. All right, we'll get started in a few minutes, y'all. In the meantime, you can look at that.
Sorry, they're fighting over their food. I'll be right back.
Yeah, go do that. That's fine.
Oh, they already ate. I had to stand there while he finished. When one dog finishes, he pushes the other one out of the way.
I just said, I had a friend who had a kidney stones removed, and he said, if you have a steady stream, you have everything. True. And then Roger says, yeah, hey guys, excited to see the show. Awesome, guys. I don't know why I can't get those on my Restream chat, though.
Oh, so they're actually listening to us right now?
Yeah, they're watching right now. So that means we can't.
We are. We're live.
Yeah. So we can't reveal those state secrets like we were going to.
All right, I'll keep it quiet. I'll keep it quiet.
But what I can't figure out is why I'm not pulling those chat comments in. Except that's just part of the fun of...
Something has to go wrong every week, and if that's it, we can live with that.
Yeah. Something has to go wrong every week. So if this week is the chat, that's fine. So it means I'll just keep checking it wherever I can. So according to this, it's pulling, just not from everywhere. So I don't know. This is a first world problem.
Yeah.
Really, everything in the first world is a first world problem. All right, so I've got that in here.
Because we're live, I won't tell you the fight we had last week because someone mentioned something about being a first world problem to me, and I was like,
oh really? Oh. Okay. No. We'll save that for the post show.
To the post show. Don't even talk to me about first world problem. It's a problem.
It's a problem.
Bottom line.
So you got my QR code, right?
I did. Unfortunately, my phone is not so smart. And it's so funny. Like the first time I was at Palo, the waitress was so indignant that my smartphone wouldn't read their menu.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, all right, kid, you try it. And sure as shit, my smartphone's such an old generation. It doesn't just read the smart. It doesn't do QR codes. It just doesn't. So they had to bring me the owner's iPad so I could view the rest of the.
Here's David. He said, I don't know how to request a song on my set, but I vote for Spoonful of Sugar. I don't know how to do either. Apparently, you can request it and you're supposed to pay me money for it, but I don't know. What I really want is to make it for charity. So, this is good. I have two people who are singing at Wakefield Idol tonight too. And one says, I'm already hitting the wine. It's all good. So that's great.
Obviously, they take lessons from their coach.
Obviously. Obviously. Oh, David says it's so cool. Yeah, David, it is. All right. I think we've hit the countdown. Are we back down? All right. Jeez. So we're not going to go to 7 minutes. We're going to go more like 1 minute. So look, I can do this on Restream Live, on Ecamm Live. There. Okay. Now we're down.
Look at that. Time jumped. Look at that.
Yeah. We're ripping apart the space-time
I didn't
continuum.
know you were a physicist also. Wow.
I'm everything, baby. Yeah. No, it's good. Yeah. Shout out to my students who are competing in Wakefield Idol tonight. Best wishes. It's going to be so much fun. And this is our last Thursday for a couple of months. We're switching to Wednesdays.
Oh, when you come back from your trip to your undisclosed location?
Yes, my undisclosed location where I'm actually not going on vacation. And by the way, haters, my whole house I have people in my house the whole time. So, yeah. Right. Haters and thieves.
Saying. You have children. And we already know one of them hasn't found an apartment yet.
No. Yeah, we don't know if it's going to work out or not.
He's got a whole house to you.
Yeah, exactly.
With the refrigerator that's stocked and a stepdad who cooks. So what the heck?
Yeah. Hashtag blessed, right? Yeah. Hashtag blessed. So yeah, I don't know if it's going to work out, and I hope it does for him. But yeah, he's in my house, so there's no need for anybody else to go anywhere. Let me look at the other things. Oh yeah, see, there's tonight's graphic. Isn't that pretty?
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, I like this graphic. Oh, I'm loaded with graphics tonight. Loaded.
Oh, yes, and because of that graphic, it makes me feel comfortable to heckle while we play some choice vintage videos.
Oh, good. Yeah. It's vintage. Vintage, is code for like Betamax.
So
I can't wait.
We always had VHS. We didn't have Betamax. So that's
damn.
Yeah.
Guess what?
So do you want to start?
Yeah.
All right.
I screwed it up again.
Yeah, we're only a few seconds late now. Live from Studio One in the Steel Cow Building, located in the heart of scenic Wakefield, Rhode Island. This is The Eden Show, a Greenhouse Entertainment Group production, and I'm Dan Chaika.
You are.
I are.
You are. Right, you are.
Tonight we try to research what makes our fearless leader tick. So we'll be taking a time travel back to at least the 80s to see some previously unseen vintage clips from the vault, right up until something that's been held out last year.
Yep.
To give you a true insight into what makes our fearless leader tick. So, without further ado, Eden Casteel.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into the Eden Show. I'm Eden Casteel. I'm a producer / performer / whatever. I am your musical maitre d', or as I called myself on Saturday, a musical doula.
That's right.
I help people birth their creative projects. That's my favorite thing to do. But my other favorite thing to do is this show right here. So thank you for joining me as always, Dan Chaika, my personal lawyer / Emcee. I'm feeling sparkly today.
You are sparkly.
Yeah, I'm super sparkly. So if you'd like to tell us where you're from or where you're watching, that would be great. I'm not going to type it in there because I don't want Facebook to kill me again.
That's right. We're not asking.
Yeah. So
we're not asking, but if you want to tell us.
That's right. We're not asking, but if you want to tell us. And yes, I get to go on a vacation to a secure, undisclosed location pretty soon, and I'm kind of happy about it. So next week I'll be off, and then when I come back in March, we're going to be on Wednesdays in March and April because I am helping out at Wakefield Idol at the Contemporary Theater Company, and 2 of my singers are performing there tonight. So best wishes, send the good vibes. Angela and Michaela, yay, it's going to be great. So I haven't done that competition. Why? Because I'm a chicken. It is really hard what they're doing. I mean, getting up and singing and performing a memorized song for people requires chutzpah. Does it not?
Yeah, I believe, as you said, it's karaoke without the lyrics.
Yeah. It is like, playing with live ammunition when you have to do that. So I send out mad props to anybody who does that. And I'm not brave enough to do it, but 2 of my students are. And so I'm utterly thrilled. And so I was kind of thinking about that. Yeah.
I believe they're do they use like a recorded backing track? So they have to be exactly on point. So it's not like live karaoke with Eden at the Pump House or Murphy's Law in Pawtucket when she comes back, where the band will catch you sing a little slow, like Dan Chaika, who gets really into his song and starts reveling in how wonderful it is and realizes he's now beaten half off, the band catches you. It's wonderful.
When you're singing with the band's there to save your ass.
Yes.
When you're singing with the band's there to save your ass. When the band's there, your ass will not be grass. There's my song for the day. But it's true.
There it is.
But when you're singing karaoke, yeah, you have to be super specific with what you're doing. So I really give mad props to the people who are doing that. I'm going to help coach some of them as the competition goes on. And then in April, we have this really cool live band night where I get to play for all those singers and save their ass.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a themed night. It's going to be super fun. So I get to go and watch each week and kind of see which singers are advancing, so I can kind of figure out who we're going to do. We tend to do a tribute for somebody, so I don't know who it's going to be yet. So I get to watch the singers and figure that out. So it's enjoyable work.
Fun.
Yeah. Hey. Oh my gosh! Look who's here.
Look what
Hi there.
Stop by the Restream room. Oh my God.
I was just driving by and I saw you.
You were just
And
driving
here we
by.
are.
And here we are.
I brought wine.
Drinking and driving, my favorite.
Brought Jack Daniels.
I can't disguise it. It's red.
All right. Yeah, boys and girls, this is kind of that show tonight. So if you want a request, David requests his Spoonful of Sugar. All right, David, I will give you Spoonful of Sugar. Why not? So if you want to make a request, look at this. Look at this cool thing.
You have cool? A QR code.
I have my own QR code. So this goes to a thing called My Stream, right? And like I just said, it's good to have a good stream. I can put it down here too. And you can also just go to this part in your computer or whatever. It's app.mysetmusic.com. And then I am 2009 because I guess maybe I'm the 2009 customer. I don't know. But if I was going to do a Spoonful of Sugar, how on earth does that go? Dan, how does it go? Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, the medicine go down, the medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in the most delightful way. With every something, 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 da 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 da, dun dun da 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 da. I put it on my list and now I'm like totally failing. Da da da. When you have an Eden show to do, you have to sing it too. You must do both. You to me, you pledge your troth. It's a really bad one. Buzz, a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. Jack Daniels, the medicine go down. The medicine go down. Yes, a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in the most delightful way. Okay, there.
Yes.
I won't even
Nicely
charge you
done.
for that. Yeah. We're trying. Oh, David says, insert fake animatronic bird. Yeah. I saw some video of Dick Van Dyke dancing at 95 with his younger wife. Right?
Who's
It's
what,
the younger
75?
wife. Yeah. Like Dick Van Dyke just celebrated his 95th birthday. So awesome for him. So I hope to make it there at that and to also dance with my hot younger spouse. That would be great. Let's all get to 95 and dance with a hot younger spouse, shall we? Or same spouse, same partner. That would be okay too. So Daniel Shigo out in New York. How is New York doing today?
Manhattan. You reminded me. I talked to my mother the other day. She was 93.
Bless your mother.
Yeah,
You're
she
so
said,
lucky to have your mom.
She said, I hope I'm around another couple years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Does she still dance?
No.
No.
She sang, though. She was of that Julie Andrews era. Well, she's older than that, but yeah.
Oh, it's wonderful. No, I love Julie. She's great. I got to play her in Victor Victoria. I got to do it.
Did
It's the
you?
only Julie Andrews part I've ever done. I really wanted to do Camelot, but I got to do that, and it was really fun. It was weird to do Julie Andrews alto. That was unique. So,
That would be.
yeah. So
Well,
I
she
don't
sang
have,
low, yeah.
She did.
She sang low, yeah.
So tonight I don't have any video of me doing Julie Andrews, but I do have video of me doing some other stuff tonight, which I'll show you. So viewers, if you're watching, yes, I just did I did Spoonful of Sugar for David, but I also have some videos to show you. So if you would like to see a video, tell me in the chat if you'd like to see a video. All right. So, Ida says, I like Dan's fireplace.
Thank
And
you.
Stephen is watching from the north end of Providence. Yeah, see, I'm not getting these comments, and I'm only getting comments from YouTube. I don't know where the other comments are going. I'm sorry, guys, but I'm checking my personal Facebook page, and I'm checking this chat right here, so I can kind of keep up with you. All right. Yes, Dan's fireplace is pretty hot.
Yeah, and it's sitting on top of a real fireplace.
Yeah, is Mel in there making food? I can hear her.
No, that's my dogs banging their plate around.
Your dogs are making dinner?
No, they're like not full, even though I fed them. So they're like banging and barking, thinking I will add more food to their bowl.
No.
Oh, okay. I see.
So they've well trained you.
They sure.
It has to be trained like you can't believe.
All right, before I show a video, I want to hear some good singing because I feel like I just stank up the room. So Daniel Shigo, I think you're going to have to sing us a song since you just gulped some wine. Now I'm going to make you sing a song.
I want to say Julie Andrews was my daemon. You know what that word means?
No. What is your daemon?
My daemon. The Greeks had this idea that everybody was born with a guardian angel that would, and you would have some circumstance, something happen in your life, and it would show you the purpose of your life. The idea of a daemon, right? Mm-hmm. So my mother took us to see Mary Poppins, and I reportedly sang "Feed the Birds" in the car on the way home, at least bits of it, and that was like, oh, I want to do that.
That one I remember.
Sing it.
Early each day to the steps of St. Paul's, the little old bird woman comes. I can do her. In her own special way to the people she calls. Come, buy my bags full of crumbs. Come feed the little birds, show them you care. And they'll be glad if you do. Their young ones are hungry, their nests are so bare. All it takes is tuppence from you. Feed the birds, tuppence a bag. Tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag. Feed the birds, that's what she cries, while overheads her birds fill the skies. All around the cathedral, like she does that cathedral, the saints and apostles look down as she sells her wares. Although you can't see it, you know they are smiling each time someone shows that they cares. Though her words are simple and few, listen, listen, she's calling for you. Feed the birds, tuppence a bag, tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag.
Very lovely.
Thank you. Isn't it funny how you can just like totally remember one song, but the other one flies out the window?
Exactly.
Yes. And so if that's ever happened to you, viewers, yeah, don't feel like the Lone Ranger. It happens to me all the time. Does it happen to you, Daniel Shigo?
Totally, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something you know completely and you just not there.
Yeah. Yeah. All the time. But this one, you know, and I think it's great that you chose this one because you're, 200 miles away?
200, 300 miles away.
Right. But what a perfect excuse to do a song by Hoagie Carmichael called
Cool.
The Nearness of You.
Why do I just wither and forget all resistance when you and your magic pass by? My heart's in a dither, dear, when you're at a distance, but when you are near, oh my. It's not the pale moon that excites me, that thrills and delights me. It's just the nearness of you.
230 miles.
It isn't your sweet conversation that brings this sensation. Oh no, it's just the nearness of you. When you're in my arms and I feel you so close to me from 300 miles away.
I know.
All my wildest dreams come true. I need no soft lights to enchant me if you'll only grant me the right to hold you ever so tight and to feel in the night the nearness of you. That was fun.
That was fun. That was fun. I feel like I need a cigarette. It's so fun to get to do this kind of stuff. All right. And so we've been doing this live stream for a year right now. And like I tell you, the last 2 live streams have been like, for me, bringing Dan Chaika back in because he's going to commiserate. So the last 2 live streams had a lot of problems. But you, Daniel Shigo, are one of the reasons I do what I do. Because
We were in sync.
We were in sync.
That was in sync.
That was in sync. That was in sync.
That worked.
Yes.
That was
so,
cool.
if you are watching Daniel, you're thinking, oh, gosh, that would be fun. Yeah, it would. So hit me up if you want to come and sing on this show. It requires you to do a tech test with me beforehand if we're going to be at a distance to make sure that it works. And so it's a tech test, combination, rehearsal, or whatever. And sometimes we do it more than once just to make sure that everything works. And if it does, great. And if it doesn't, then you either come live in the studio or you go to Best Buy and you buy a lot of stuff. Either way works, right?
It's not that expensive.
Yeah. Right, Daniel?
And it doesn't matter where you are, anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
And we are, with the advent of SpaceX, we're looking for somebody to try us from one of those sub orbits. So, you know.
Yes. It's going to be Eden's show in space. I think that's next. That's the next frontier.
If you got hardwired internet, we want you on.
No. Okay.
I love that too.
We have more to do on Earth. All right. So I think it is time for me to humiliate myself by showing a video.
Oh, yeah.
I think we're here. We're here now. This is what I promised. So what made me think about this was actually, I'll show the nice one first, okay? And we get to watch it and talk about it. And Dan, you were asking, like, do you see what this is in there? Do you see how it's the Mystery Theater?
Absolutely. We've got a graphic that,
yeah.
We won't mention it out loud. We won't type it into the Facebook chat.
There, you can kind of see it when I do it like this, right? I was trying to do Mystery Science Theater 3000 because they only had 2 people watching.
Yeah.
So I don't know how well I did, but I tried. Okay? Because you sent me the graphic and I wanted to please you. So, all right. So basically, here's what I got. Okay. Back to this. So the first video I'm going to show and debase myself with is actually, it's a nice one. So last year in January, I got to do a recording with my friend Jim Rice up at the Arctic Cabaret Club, but we've never actually shown the whole video. So time got away from us, things, and I kept on thinking, when am I going to show it? And I realized tonight would be great. And the reason I'm doing this tonight, right, is because my guest Mark Cutler is recovering from COVID. So he'll be on in April. So I had to punt a little bit, and so I'm just like spinning videos tonight. So this is a wonderful bit of, this is the beginning of the Arctic Playhouse that I did last January, and our friend Ida Zecco is going to introduce me. So now I'm going to put this in here, and then we should be able to watch, guffaw, whatever. So I think that'll work. All right.
Welcome to the Cabaret Club at the Arctic Playhouse in West
Can you hear that,
Warwick,
guys?
Rhode Island.
Okay, good.
Every single month,
Si,
we bring you
senor.
the very best
Good.
of cabaret artists, and tonight's performance is no different than any of the others. We bring you tonight Eden Casteel. Now, what can I say about Eden?
What can
She
she-
is everything. She's a wonderful singer. She's a comedian. She's a teacher. She's a vocal coach. She's a
She can't
cabaret
say
coach.
no.
She does so much. You should check her out. On
She's not
her
getting my
website,
job either.
EdenCasteel.com.
Y'all know me
She's
well.
going to be accompanied tonight by our house pianist, Jim Rice, and they will also do a lot of interesting things together. So it'll be lots of
Interesting?
fun.
Interesting.
So, without further ado, I'm going to give you
She's so
Eden
diplomatic.
Casteel in her show, Hand Me the Keys.
The incomparable Jim Rice playing piano.
Are you having any fun? What you getting out of living? What good is what you've got if you're not having any fun? Are you having any laughs?
That's right,
Are you
Glenn.
getting any loving? If
Tech guy needs to
other
turn you up.
people do so, can
Yeah.
you have a little fun? After the honey's in the comb, the little bees go out and play. Even the old gray mare back home has got to have hay. Hey, better have a little fun.
There's me.
Gonna live forever before you're old and gray. It's still okay. Have a little fun. Hello there. I'm Eden Casteel. That's Jim Rice, and this is Hand Me the Keys here at the Arctic Cabaret Club. It's 1 hour of me exhibiting a terminal case of pianist envy.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Work and save and save. Life is full of ifs and buts.
That was good.
You know the
Thank
squirrels,
you.
they save and save.
Are you wearing pants?
Am I wearing
What have
pants?
they got?
Maybe.
Nuts. Better have a little fun.
So,
You ain't gonna live forever before you're old and gray. Still okay. Have yourself some fun, son. Have yourself some fun, hun. Have yourself some fun.
all right. So that was me and Jim. And we filmed this, right, in lockdown. So there were only like 5
Wow.
people in the room, which is why you're not hearing any applause, right? So thank you. So they filmed us, a bunch of people over a weekend, very, very safely. We had to stay away from each other. This was before there were vaccines, and we were trying so hard just to do this because they have this monthly cabaret club. Hadn't been able to have it, for 9 months, and so they got a grant to
Wow.
do some filming, and they filmed us and they filmed a bunch of other people, but then we just never actually aired it because then things started to open up, and so everybody did live stuff and great. So it's just been sitting here in the vault basically, and I just thought, wouldn't it be fun to actually put that on? And yes, that was a good laugh line. So Jim makes me look good, and so we did this thing called Hand Me the Keys, and we did a bunch of dual piano playing or whatever, and it was super fun. So I'm now going to debase myself. Sometimes things don't work out the way you think they're going to work out, right? Yeah,
I thought I was debase.
right. Debase. You are debase. You're all about debase. But so Jim and I thought we would try this really cool thing that whatever. It kind of worked out. It kind of didn't.
I am now ready for my piano lesson from Jim Rice. Okay, here I go.
That's fun.
I
The Music
going
Man?
to be a piano star on stage and screen.
It's a piano lesson from the Music Man.
Excuse
Right.
me. It wouldn't hurt for you to learn to play piano a little better first.
Just teach me fast, okay? I want to put videos up of my playing on my YouTube channel, EdenCasteel.com.
I've never seen your YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel. Have you seen it?
Neither has anyone
And then we
else
screwed
in
up the
this
piano.
town.
There you go again with that same old comment about technophobic nature of professional musicians and taking it all too much too hard.
We filmed this like 5 times.
As long as it's my job to perform in front of this camera, I must keep learning new tricks for the viewers. You might want to learn a few tricks for yourself before they slip on over to Snapchat.
Eden, I know all about your intentions, and if you don't mind me saying so, there isn't a man alive who could hope to measure up to that blend of George Gershwin, James Brack, and Cole Porter. Concoct it for yourself. You're gonna have to lower the ego.
And a
It's
little
just-
puking in a box. Well, if that
Yeah.
not the best I've ever. Thank you, Meredith Wilson from The Music Man, for that wonderful.
All right, so see, sometimes things don't go the way you'd like them to go. All right, you can see
They're
all
still
of that.
entertaining.
It's still entertaining, right? Yeah. And so even a great guy like that, we practiced that, and it just didn't come out the way we thought. So these things happen. So, but yeah, the whole thing will be on my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to my YouTube, Eden Casteel, and you can see that entire thing. I'm going to show a couple of other clips from it. But Daniel Shigo, have you ever looked back at videos of yourself and you go,
I don't have that many, thankfully.
oh, aren't you lucky?
Well, you've got the channel. I hardly have a channel, and there's nothing of me on it, really. So not yet, anyway. But
Not yet. Yeah. Well, we'll see what we can do. Thank you, David. Yeah. It is. I'm glad I have these because I can also kind of see the development. Thank God. That has come along. But Jim Rice's job is to make everybody else look good, and he's just so wonderful at it. So it was a thrill to get to play with him and to do some piano duet type things. And I get to work with him again in July. So I'm really looking forward to that. But that's the most recent one. And so then after I did that video, I just thought, oh, how can I humiliate myself further?
we're going to go back in time now.
We're going to go back in time. So how can I humiliate myself the most? Well, what shows did you do in high school, Daniel Shigo?
Oh my God!
Do you
I
remember?
don't think I was singing opera when I was 17.
Well, did you like do plays or anything in high school?
I was invited to do Our Town, serious play.
Oh, it's a great play.
Yeah, but I didn't do it. I did an opera instead. I got. Can you believe that?
What opera did you do in high school?
I sang crazily. I sang the lead. I sang the Mikado in the Mikado.
Oh my
If you can believe
gosh.
that. If you can believe that, when I was 17.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yes. Well, I mean, what we make high schoolers do is really incredible, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we make high schoolers do it. Oh, thanks, guys. I can see your stuff over here on Facebook, and you're saying that was amazing. Thank you so much, and thank you for tuning in. So I'm going to keep on trying to check your stuff. And if you have a song request, we might be able to grab you one, so you can check that my set. That'll live forever. So I've just got that tech today, so I'm testing it out. Okay, all right. I will debase myself now by showing one of my high school productions.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I just found out one of my students gets to play Elle Woods, so she's so excited. And I remember being excited when, I knew I was going to get to play a part, and how much that thrilled me. So when I was a junior, we did 7 Brides for 7 Brothers.
Ooh.
Nobody does that show anymore, right? Probably
No.
because it's so completely, it's really, it hasn't been modified for modern taste. Let's put it that way.
You got to have a lot of dancers for that one.
We loved that about it. It was such an athletic show. So, but she's an alto, and I was already like a soprano. So anyway, I got to play Millie. And so basically she lives in Oregon Territory in the 1850s, and Adam Pontopy comes to town and says, today I'm going to marry. I haven't met her yet, but I'm going to marry her today. Because I have all these brothers at home, and they need basically a cook and a washerwoman. Right? So that's his
And
thought.
that's why that play isn't done anymore.
That's why it's not done so much anymore. And so Millie falls in love with him, marries him instantly, and then the next morning, or she comes home and she realizes, oh, he actually is having me here to cook and clean for his 7 brothers. Right? Adam and Benjamin, Caleb, Daniel, Ephraim, Frank, and Gideon. So it was made into a really wonderful movie with Howard Keel and Jane Powell. And so I thought when I watched the movie, oh, she's a soprano like me. And then we actually got the score, and I realized she's an alto the entire time.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. But it was really fun, and we had homemade costumes, and we got to do lots of dancing. So this is Going Courting, which is her talking to the brothers. You can't see it very well, but you'll hear it. And then it gets lighter as it goes on.
Going court, going court. If you find it hard to break the ice, go and court, go and court. Here's a little and you're longing for a fun.
Do I still sound like that?
Come on, pet. Self-set. Suppose she up and slaps your face.
Just remember, blessed are the meek. Don't forget to turn the other cheek. So you'll find you both be larking, go and sparking. Go and dance.
Go and dancing.
At a fancy ball or mini fancy kayak. Go and dance, you'll impress her with your everything. Now you two try.
Polarity is soon.
You mean men are learning how to dance?
Yes, it came direct from Paris, France. It will help with your romance and go and dance.
There, that's all you got. Do I still sound like that?
No. You've
Yeah.
learned to mix since then.
I think so. I just remember thinking everything is so low, right? And they had mics down at the bottom of the stage, right by the orchestra. It was really cool. We had a full orchestra, and you know,
That would be cool.
Yeah. And so that part was nice. And we had all these guys who could really dance. And my dad was really hoping I would date the guy who was my leading man. So the leading man was on the football team, Dave Rambalski. And he was really nice. He played French horn. He was a Renaissance man. So he played French horn in the off season, and then he played football while the rest of us were marching. And I've known him for years and years. And so his senior year of high school, he just decided he wanted to be in the musical.
Cool.
And he did. And he got the lead. And it was because he looked like a backwoodsman a little bit, because he was a big burly football player, right? So he didn't know anything about theater or singing. So he would come over to my house on Saturdays, and we would watch the movie every Saturday.
Wow.
And practice and try to figure out, how to do all this stuff. And so my dad would order us pizza and say, "Hey, Dave, do you want to stay for dinner?"
Remind me, Jane Powell was my neighbor.
She was?
She lived in the Dakota, I think, but I didn't know her. But I performed with her in City Opera. She was the fairy god. No, she was the queen in Cinderella at City Opera.
Oh.
Yeah. And
It's
Eartha Kitt,
possible.
and
Da, da, da,
yes,
da, da, da,
and Eartha Kitt was the fairy godmother.
Oh, cool.
It was just wild.
Oh, I loved her. Her and
Yeah.
Katherine Grayson.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, I would watch
You
a
love
lot of.
Jane. You love Jane or Eartha?
I love Jane and Katherine Grayson. I mean, and Eartha Kitt. I can do Eartha Kitt. I do an impression of Eartha Kitt.
She was wild. Can I tell you this? This is wild.
Please tell me.
The first day of the room rehearsal, I'm sitting there, and she walks up to about 8 feet in front of me, and puts her hands on her hips, looks me up and down, and then she went. She did that grr thing.
Oh.
And I was like, so. This is like 30 years ago. I was like so embarrassed. I turned beat.
I
Best
would too.
Catwoman ever. Oh my
if Eartha
God.
Kitt looked at me like man candy, I think I'd probably.
I got
wonder
cruised by Eartha Kitt.
You got. There's your cabaret title right there.
Really?
Daniel Shigo,
Really?
I got cruised by.
Sounds
Eartha
like a
Kitt.
song.
Sounds like a song. All right. Let's see.
I was cruised by Eartha Kitt. You've not seen like it. It was something, I suppose. It was way up in my nose. I'm making it up as I go.
Daniel,
Eartha
do you
Kitt.
want to come out to dinner with me after the show?
Oh, very good.
I want to date Daniel. I want to date him bad. I want to date Daniel and not his dad. I want to make whoopee with every guy in the show. And if they say yes, I won't say no. I want to date Daniel. Little Daniel S. The other thing that starts with S is. All right, there. That's what you get.
Well, that was good.
Thank you. I'll be here for half an hour more. Thank you.
A little unscheduled, sound like a song. There we
That's
go.
right. That was your Sound Like a Song. Tonight, guys, is free form, right? It's like
was
a
fun.
rustic
That was
galette.
fun.
It's free form. Hey, Dan Chaika, you want to do the On This Day? since I didn't let you do on this day.
Absolutely. A lot of stuff happened on this day.
Yeah, a lot of stuff happened on this day. What happened on this day? On this day, in 1801, the U.S. House of Representatives broke an electoral tie between Thomas Jefferson and Aaron Burr. Jefferson became president, and Burr became vice president.
Oh, poor Aaron Burr. He just wanted to be a big shot.
I have no rim shot. I'm working on it.
Still, no rim shot.
He was shot across the river, actually, from New York.
Yes.
That's right, New Jersey,
On
right?
the Palisades, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Hamilton. All right. In 1996, Garry Kasparov beat IBM's supercomputer Deep Blue in 6 chess games. He lost a rematch the following year.
Oh.
Yeah.
And did you know the computer took him out for dinner after the match, and Gary paid the bill, saying to the waiter, "Checkmate."
I was in 7 Brides for 7 Brothers. These are better. In 1904, Puccini's opera, Madame Butterfly, premiered in Milan.
Did you know that before he wrote the opera, Puccini wrote a little musical called The Very Hungry Little Girl Caterpillar?
Thank you. Oh, by the way, Daniel Shigo, I have this cute little book called Opera Plots Made Easy.
Oh, please.
This came
Suicide, death, and murder, right?
Yeah, pretty much. It's 1 page. All right. And so here is the page from Madame Butterfly. A 15-year-old Japanese girl's hopeless marriage to an American sailor. Lush, beautiful music. It's 1 page, right? Act 3. Pinkerton and his American wife, Kate, arrive. Butterfly kills herself. That's it. That's Act 3. You never need to go to an opera again because you have Opera Plots Made Easy.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that's good. All right. Next. On this day in 1976, the Eagles released their greatest hits, and it continues to be one of the best-selling albums of all time.
Said Billboard magazine to the Eagles, "You can check out anytime, but you can never leave."
There, I combined Desperado and Hotel California because, yeah, I'm that good. All right. On 2004, If I Ain't Got You was released by Alicia Keys. It went on to be Billboard Song of the Year. And there's actually nothing funny about that. It's just on my set list. So if you see that over there, save this for later, friends. So I have this tech called, was it myset.com, I think it is. But you can also snap this QR code here, and you can see what songs I do. So if you come and see me live, you will know what I do, and then you can make requests. And that will force me to learn Spoonful of Sugar. So that's a good thing, right?
Well, I want to hear you sing the Alicia Keys song, actually.
The Alicia Keys song? Oh, God. Yeah. Okay. Now I have to figure out how it goes. Because, I kind of set that up, didn't I? So I'm in deep trouble if I don't do that.
Well, no, we could do it at the next show. It doesn't have to be now. I just would like to hear you.
Well, nobody's paid me for it yet. But basically, I choose it because it's got this. It's got, Some people want it all, but I don't. But da-da-da-da, I hear it echo. Da-da-da, baby, if I ain't got you, baby. Yeah, that's all you get. So, yeah, I hear like 3 of me. It's because I ate Alicia. So, anyway, that's a little bit of Alicia Keys. If you really want me to come and do the whole thing, you should come to one of my open mics because I have 2 in March. I've got one at Murphy's Law. I have to get that right. Murphy's Law in Pawtucket. That's going to be on March 6th. And then I have one, the live karaoke over at Pump House on the 13th. Yeah. So
2 in 1 month. What a treat.
Yeah.
Wait.
And Dan, you came to the one on Sunday. That was super fun.
I did. And is this Glenn in our chat, the guy who brought the house down?
It was.
She's not there. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Rocked it out. We had quite a crowd.
We did. And considering we had
snowstorm.
Surprise 7 inches of snow.
And everybody showed up, and you had to throw us out of there at 4:30, even though it was Super Bowl Sunday. Everybody wanted to stay and keep singing. It was
Super Bowl Sunday?
It was Super Bowl Sunday.
Super Bowl Sunday. Oh,
I have diehards.
8 hours of pregame when you can sing songs with Eden and a whole band that you weren't on, Dan. But Daniel, let me tell you, the best thing about singing with this band, because when I get up on stage and everybody's smiling at me and the song's going well, I lose track of the time because I'm like reveling in the moment. This band slowed down with me and speeded up as I speeded up and got back on pace. It was such professionals. But I gotta say, this guy Glenn got up, plugged in his guitar, told some funny stories about past performances, and I think it was Stan Getz and oh God, I'm drawing a blank. Came to some bar and started doing this song, and he broke into it, and everybody in the audience started dancing like they were at a 60s LSD party. It was unbelievable.
So you know it's good.
You know it's good.
Yeah.
A lot of this, you know. And one of your other students, Christy Cooper, comes with her family. They drove through a blizzard, waited an hour of traffic just so Christy could sing a couple of songs. And normally when Christy sings at Eden's cocktail hours at her house or whatever, Christy she's a lot younger than us, and she's building a lot of confidence. Amazing set of pipes. She just brought the house down, but she likes to play the piano and hide behind the music as she's singing. Well,
something I know a
at
little bit
open
about.
mic night, she was front and center, just a microphone, and I swear it was the best performance I've ever seen her turn in. It was unbelievable.
So she delivered.
She totally did. Yeah.
Delivered. We
was a
took
great
her
night.
safety blanket away and threw her to the wolves. And I mean,
The musical wolves.
who was that guy who was whistling with the two fingers in his mouth and piercing our eardrums? Unbelievable.
Her father?
No, it was another guest.
No, it was some other lady's wife. I mean, her husband. It was
He'll sing another time. He was going to sing, but he had a sore throat.
Oh my gosh.
So, but yeah, it was really a wonderful afternoon, and turned out great, all things considered. So we do that the second Sunday of every month at Pump House, and you're welcome to come out and join us. And if you know what song you're going to do, great, you can let me know. And if you don't, we have to figure it out. So that's one of the reasons I put up the set list, is so that way people know kind of what I know. Now I just have to actually practice them all. So now I know that. Yeah. Right. A little practice couldn't hurt anybody. That's what she said. So are you ready to see another humiliating video?
Sure.
I sure am. I mean, I feel catharsis coming as I do every single one of these. I feel just a little bit better about where I am in my life. So this is, yeah, I'm going to make you deal with it. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. What was the worst acting job you ever did, Daniel Shigo?
The worst acting job?
The worst acting job you ever did.
I don't know. I haven't done a lot of acting jobs. I've done mostly singing jobs. I think, well, the worst singing job, the thing I hated, I shouldn't tell this story. We
Yes,
did
you
this,
should.
we did this opera at City Opera called Esther. It's atonal. And we did it, I think, 4 or 5 times the first time in the 1990s. I hated it so much. I had a personal day on the last performance.
Oh, really?
I took a personal day. I didn't go in.
Just to get out of it.
I never did that again because I was so guilty, but I did that. And then 17 years later, we did the same show. And after 30 minutes of rehearsal, I shut the score and I'm singing it. And I thought, that shit is still in my brain.
Yes, there are some shows I would not walk across the street for.
Yes,
I don't care. And everybody else is like, oh, it's so great. And I'm like, you have fun. I can't. I just can't. So, but I was really lucky that when I was in high school, I had a wonderful director named Larry Coleman. And he did shows that were built around the people who could really perform like you do, right? But also he challenged us that way too. So the first year was 7 Brides for 7 Brothers because it didn't have huge vocal demands, but it had a lot of really athletic dancing and it was really fun. Well, he got to know us because he only came in my junior year. Senior year, we did Showboat. Nobody does Showboat, right? Nobody does that show. And that's a wonderful, iconic show. It came out in 1928. Rogers, is it Kern and Hammerstein, right? Or
Yes.
Yeah, Kern and Hammerstein. And fantastic music, fantastic story based on the Edna Furbo novel. I read the novel to prepare to play Magnolia. And I knew that I was one of the, he was kind of thinking about me when he did it. And then there was also another character that he thought of when he did it. But first I'm going to show you me. There's a melodrama in it because it takes place on a showboat in the 1880s So Magnolia Hawks wants to be an actress on her father's showboat going down the Mississippi River. And finally, she gets her big break because the girl who's her best friend has to leave the showboat. So she gets to act one night. And it's a melodrama with a villain. So now you get to watch me act. And hilarity ensues. Hilarity ensues. I loved that dress, too.
Perils of Pauline.
Yeah, it was a bridesmaid's dress, right? But it had kind of this iridescent feel. I loved wearing it. I ate this.
Give me your chance, gal. $1,000 in quick. But you once walked down no aisle to no wedding march.
I haven't got it.
No? Where's that money you've been saving all these years?
Let me go.
Let her go, I tell ya!
Guy in the red was my prom date. So cute.
For years, I've waited for this check. At last I have you in my power. I warned you! I'll save you, I'll save you.
Look at a big stage that is, right? It was really big. There's my big man.
Or you swine, get
Hilarious, hilarious, hilarious. So, yeah, notice how I didn't show you the singing part, right? So,
Say no song.
oh, I have one that has a song on it, but I actually loved playing melodrama. It was really fun to do because that suited my level of maturity at that moment. So it's this really long show, right? But it's this epic that starts with her as like 16 or 17 years old, and it goes through until her daughter is a radio star, like in the 1920s or so. But it was a really sweet story. And again, it updated, things would be different about it. But it's also known as one of the first shows to actually have black and white characters on stage together.
Yes.
So, and I was thrilled that we got to do that. And we had probably one of the best singers in Ohio, in the world. I don't know. He was so good, and he was so young, but such a good singer. So actually, I wanted to share Lonnie McGee doing Old Man River. And so I'm going to just a little bit of him.
The Paul Robeson role.
The Paul Robeson role. And so when I say that our theater guy was thinking about, who to do a show for to really show off talents, I think he was really thinking Lonnie too, and it was great. 17 years old. Isn't that great? So I just wanted to put a little bit of him on there. And we're still friends. He's actually a Marine in Okinawa now.
They changed the melody slightly for him, and that's smart. That's smart.
Yeah.
That was good.
I actually vocal coached a bunch of people in that show. So.
Did you really? You
did.
started. So your teaching career started then, do you think?
It really did. It actually started like sophomore year. I remember that. There was a girl who I played piano for the show choir. Yeah. Nobody really knew I sang until like my junior year of high school. It was all piano, piano, piano.
Interesting.
Yeah. And so there's a girl who was trying out for like a performing arts center, and she actually asked if I would coach her. And I don't know where she got the idea, but I did. And so I remember being backstage at that theater, coaching her on like 16 going on 17 and trying to help her find the beats in it. And I didn't know what I was doing. but I think it was just all instinct. And then by the time we got to that senior year, I was coaching like a bunch of people in that show for their solo stuff. So yeah.
That's
imagine
cool.
that. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That is cool.
So I just like to apologize to everybody I coached because I'm sorry. Yeah, closure.
Oh,
But
I
it was-
doubt that very much.
It was fun. And Lonnie, I thought he was just such a great singer. And he did. He brought down the house with that because where are you going to find, a beautiful African-American young male bass who can really do that and bring, and make it sincere, but he absolutely could. So it was really fun to get to do that with him. So yeah, so I'm glad we got to do that.
And
Yes, Dave.
kudos to the guy who put the show on to not pick some guy and put him in blackface because it was the 1980s.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yes, that still happened then.
Yes. And actually we did have some other characters in the show who were kind of tan because we didn't, it was a suburban
It's
high
Ohio.
school. But I'm really glad that we did what we could. And I think that's, again, now a showboat it's a harder thing to do because of that, unless you're integrated. And it has really old-fashioned, beautiful music. But, now you can do Hairspray, I think, instead, and things that were like that. But I loved that because her character and her voice was, like, perfect for me. It did everything I needed it to do. So, yeah, so I guess it's not humiliating enough. I'll just have to keep trying to find something more humiliating.
Yeah, so far we've been fascinated by everything.
Oh, no. Okay. All right.
What I do find interesting is that you've been practicing to be a teacher since how old were you when you lit your carport on fire, teaching your friend how to light a fire in the fireplace?
Oh, yeah, 13.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. I come from a family of instructors. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. But yeah, I did that too. So that's a whole other story. When I was 13, I set the garage on fire. I thought I was helping my mom clean up the house. When I put the waste paper in the basket, I didn't know that it could catch fire. If you put embers on top of paper, they will catch fire. And now you know. Safety tip, boys and girls. Yes.
Did you put it out or did they come and...
The fire department came and put out the fire that had consumed the garage and had put smoke through the entire house. It was bad. It was bad. So after that happened, then I was over at the neighbor's house waiting, and the fire department came and the marshal came, and he said, "Did anybody put anything in a trash can?" He said, "We're trying to figure out how this started." They were thinking electrical or something, whatever. And I didn't remember what I'd done. And then my dad came over. I was in shock. And then my dad came over later and he said, "Eden, the fire marshal thinks something was in a trash can. Do you remember putting anything in the trash can today?" And all of a sudden it hit me what I did. And the look on my face just, And then my dad said the best thing ever. He said, "Eden, you do dumb things sometime, but we still love you."
Oh, how wonderful.
Yes, that was exactly what I needed to hear because I was ready to throw myself out the window.
I can imagine.
Yeah. And, thank God for insurance. First world problem. But, and my mother said, "Well, we wanted to repaint anyway." So
Good for your parents.
they were very understanding. But I have used that phrase on my children so many times. You do dumb things sometimes, but we still love you.
How wonderful.
Yeah, what a dad. That's right, Eric. Yeah, my dad is fantastic. And I'm so grateful that he said that. And because otherwise he could have yelled, right? But I think he just kind of knew that I just could not handle that. So yes, my dad is the best dad. He's absolutely wonderful. So yeah, that really did happen. So yeah, family, don't ever do that. That's not a bad thing. So yeah, now I can debase myself in opera, Daniel Shigo. Did you ever do Die Fledermaus?
Oh, yes.
Who'd you play?
Well, I was mainly in the chorus, but yeah, I did all that, yeah.
So in opera companies, they call Die Fledermaus De Vredekost, right? That's what I heard. The nickname was De Vredekost because...
I haven't heard that.
You haven't heard that? Okay.
No.
Because it's always a moneymaker. Because it's such a frothy, fun opera to do. And it's really half musical or a Singspiel, right? And it's just fun. So if you don't know the plot, Daniel Shigo, what would you say is the plot of Die Fledermaus, like in a few sentences?
Well, it's really convoluted
Wait a minute.
plot.
Wait a minute.
I'll look it up.
It's a real convoluted plot.
It's a real convoluted plot. So the Cliff's Notes is, okay, Fledermaus, the bat. Comic operetta with lively music.
Yeah.
Alfred, former boyfriend, serenades Rosalinda, who's Eisenstein's wife. Okay, so basically they're all cheating on each other, or they want to.
Yeah.
Right? So, and then they
Right.
all decide to go to a party.
Yeah. The
Right.
wife has to prove to the husband that she's faithful. It's one of those things. That's
Yeah,
really
it's one of
what it
those
is.
things. Yeah, the wife has to prove she's faithful, even though he's the one who's about to cheat.
Yes, he's
So,
the jerk.
He's the jerk. And so they all wind up at a party together wearing masks because, of course, you can't tell who anybody is wearing masks.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the lesson of Eyes Wide Shut, I thought. So they're all wearing masks. And so Alfred? Eisenstein ends up flirting with his own
Eisenstein.
wife, right, without
Yes.
realizing it. And so she holds a
Yes.
watch, his watch, and
Yes.
that's his seduction device. And so she sticks the watch
Yes.
down her shirt.
And she
meanwhile,
sings with the Hungarian accent.
that's right. She sings the Tardish with the Hungarian accent. Voice of my homeland, mysterious and tragic. So it's very funny. It's a lot of, sexual politics. Meanwhile, their maid, Adele, has delusions of grandeur. And so she also winds up at this party flirting with everybody she can. And then the local jailer announces that he's actually an opera impresario because
Frosh.
you can. Frosh, right? He's like Pharrell. Or something. And so, of course, she's flirting with him like mad. So she goes to the jail thinking she's really auditioning for a guy. Yeah. And she sings the audition aria, right, in Act 3. So I got to play Adele several years back. And so
cool.
Yeah. Oh, it was super fun. So now let me see if I can find the video. Oh, yeah. I had the best costume. I loved my costume. So I did it.
Did you do a corset?
It was like built in.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. So I'm going to
Could
fast
you
forward.
breathe?
Could I breathe? I could. I had to share the costume with the other singer because I had 2 nights and she had 2 nights. And so it was so funny. It was this beautiful pink costume that was custom made for us. And so they would tack it up a few inches because the other soprano was shorter and she had a bigger bust. So they would take out the bust and bring up the bottom. And then for me, they'd bring in the bust and take down the leg because I was tall. So it was funny. You had to be there. But this is a little bit of... That's not me. That's Tanya Roberts, who is now a wonderful singer in New York. And that's her husband, Ned. And that's me in the pink dress. So we're looking for the Chevalier to talk with him. And I'm going to eat a whole lot of scenery in a minute.
But tell me, what brings you here?
A confession. To tell the truth, Chevalier, this is not really my friend.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, it's true. This is my sister, Adele.
Then you're not really the Countess of.
Is this Ned singing in the Met Chorus?
Yes. You know?
I know who he is.
Yep, Ned Hanlon.
Yes.
Yeah, they're both doing really well, and they're doing wonderful work.
That name sounds familiar.
But I want to be an actress.
Well, you are an attractive young thing, but do you have any talent?
Do I?
I mean acting talent.
Isn't that a great dress? Took me forever to get my hair up.
You did it yourself?
No, I had to pay a lady.
Nice drill.
Thank you. I loved playing her. The director kept on saying, less, less, and I just kept ignoring the shit out of him.
It's a big house.
Yeah. Let's climb on the desk. What the hell? And it was
So
a
he
different
wanted-
translation. Yeah.
So he wanted less as you're standing on a desk?
He wanted less of everything, and I just said, oh, no. I just got out there and just did stuff because I felt like it.
Good for you.
I figured this was the time to do it, right? And I can see the conductor in the pit just like rolling his eyes at me like, what the hell is she doing? But nobody thinks I do this anymore, I think, so. That's a bustle. You know how hard it is to march in a bustle? It's hard. I haven't seen this in years.
I'm going to sing it again.
Yes. Really. I mean, I was joking about how I'm just going to eat every piece of wood on this stage. Just eat it. Yeah, no, more. There's more. Always more.
Nice.
Thank you.
Was that your bit?
They're all my bits. I liked coming up with that last line, just going, "Did you like it?" It's like, I was thinking kind of Trixie Delight.
What fun you had. That was fun.
It was fun. And so now I look at it, right? Because it's been several years since I did that. And I think, yeah, he was right? You look back on that stuff and you think, yeah, you're right. I could have taken those notes a little bit. But you get excited and I thought, that was right. And I figured if, people could go see, a really classy singer on the other two nights.
But this was more fun. This was much more fun.
I loved playing her. She was so much fun, and we had a great time. And I've stayed friends with a lot of people in that cast. So, but yeah,
cool.
That was a really fun show to do, and I'm glad I got to play her. I played Ida, the other character, in a different production. So, but yeah, I used to be an opera singer, and I still sing opera occasionally. But now I do a little bit of everything. Yeah.
We're losing, I think, that vaudeville aspect, which is really legit. I mean, it's there used to be stage pictures and all that stuff. That's like gone now. It's
I mean, because of what technical ability, right? And so now it's the sets are moving fast. Everything is going so fast that we're. It's nice to be given the chance just to ham. I'm a total ham. I always have been, and so yeah. So that's what I think. I look at these videos and I just think, yeah, every chance I got to be on theater, I probably wasn't the most generous scene partner because.
Well, I think that's good because when you're eating the scenery, everybody has to come up to your level. That's really how it works. Really.
Well said. I'm going to hang my hat on that.
You don't want to go down to their level. They got to come up to yours. I'm sorry. That's like it is the survival of the fittest.
Daniel Shigo, you can be on the show every week because you can just say that. Make me feel good. I feel good right here.
Really, it's true. It's like when you get really good singers in the room, you want to do your best, and so. Yeah.
Keith Munslow says, "What up, diva?" It is true. I mean, yeah, that is
Really?
yeah. That's the kind of stuff I did. But now it was really fun. Is this year I get to do it in cabaret. So I'm doing 2 cabaret shows, both in July, because that's how it worked out. So one is the Madeline Kahn tribute that I'm working on with Faith Prince.
Oh, how nice.
Which is so much fun. And she's really making me think things. That's the reason I'm looking back at this stuff, because she's asking me questions about, like, what was I doing in high school and in college? And I hadn't thought about that in a long time. So, yeah, basically y'all get to excavate my psyche with me, people. And the other one is a fun one about taking risks. And it's called I Can't Do That, the musical. And it's really just a one-person show. And I'm going to talk about creating this show and all the different tech things and how you basically fail towards success. So I think that'll be a really fun thing. But I'm glad y'all have been along for the ride.
I think that's a hugely important thing, because everybody's trying to, we mentioned this, we talked about this earlier last time, that, there's no place to fail now, because everybody can see you. You can be on YouTube in 3 seconds. And it used to be you could go off in some little place and sing, and no one would see you, and you would fail. I mean, people in the audience would see you, but you could learn. But now there's too much perfection going on, Well, not in this show. Nope. Which is
no, this is. I mean, there's a great song by Katie that I should actually learn and put it on my list. It's called "I've Got the Will to Fail." I've got the will to fail, the will to fail. I do another song of hers, and see how I'm bringing this full circle, called "It Must Be Something Psychological," and I did that on that cabaret I did with Jim, and but I got to explore a lot of Katie Lee, and she was hilarious. She did such unusual stuff. So that actually probably would be my theme song. So, but yeah, you have to be willing to fail and also share the results of your failure, so that way you can learn from them and other people can.
Let me ask you.
Yeah.
So from high school to now, and you've been teaching, right? Mm-hmm. And you could do all these voices and all these different styles. Mm-hmm. How long did it take you to master that?
Not that long. I think
there you go.
I've always been doing it. I started taking piano lessons from my dad when I was 5. And then I started formal lessons within a year, because parents should not teach their children music. And then I started taking voice lessons when I was 12.
Wow.
Yeah. Because my mother knew I was singing, and I would be singing in church. I would sing "Oh Holy Night" at Christmas time or whatever. And so she thought I should get some training, which is what a lot of people, ask us for too. So she called up the opera company in town and said, "Who would you recommend for my daughter?" Smart. And they recommended a guy named Paul Hickfang, who taught at Ohio State University. And he was my teacher throughout high school. So he prepped me for all of those. And he didn't come to any of my shows, and he finally did come to Showboat, because I think he actually liked that show. So, and so he's willing to come to that one. I don't come to very many of my students' shows either. And he kind of gave me the excuse. He said, I did my job to prepare you here, and I want you to go off and enjoy the experience. But that was also code for, I don't really want to go and see that show. I don't have a problem with that. I completely understand that. That's okay. But yeah, I was always doing those weird things. I was always doing voices. And I started playing improv piano from the time I was like 14. Wow. So I was underscoring like theater stuff. And so I just had to make stuff up. And so I would just recall whatever I could in my memory to make things up. And I didn't understand that was actually a marketable skill. I just thought that was something that people did. I had no idea. Right? Daniel, when did you know you were going to be a singer?
I knew I wanted to be a singer. It goes back to that Mary Poppins thing. I wanted to be a singer by the time I was 5 or 6. So I actually wanted to be a danseur. But that did not happen. Yeah. So there was those dual things, but I became a singer. Well, if I'd become that, I wouldn't be doing that now. But yeah, but right, I can still.
You probably have a little more longevity in your chosen career.
Totally. So yeah.
Yeah, these things happen.
Yeah, seriously, I started studying when I was 17. So
17, kind of late.
Yeah.
But men get to do that. Men get to start later.
Yeah.
They just do.
I went from boy soprano to way in the basement. How
long did it take you to make that transition?
Well, I think I didn't. I started singing in like ninth grade. And by the time I was 17, I really knew that I wanted to do that. I mean, I seriously wanted to do it. So
I was either going to do this or I was going to be a meteorologist.
I tell students, I can't do anything else.
Right. I do all of this, but outside of this, I don't do other things. So. Dan, when did you know you wanted to be a lawyer?
Well, I think you're going to ask me when I knew I wanted to be a singer.
Well, that too. When was your first voice lesson, Dan Chaika?
But I realized I wanted to be a singer about a year after meeting you when I was on stage at the Pump House singing with Karen Besson. Was that 2019?
Yes.
We did a John Prine song called In Spite of Yourself.
Yes.
And she reached out with her hot little hand and held my hand when we were singing. And I was like, I felt a charge run all the way through my body like I hadn't felt since like the first time I kissed a girl at the prom when I was like 14 years old.
Oh.
And as far as being a lawyer, I was probably 5 or 6 years old, and we had one of those, you'd come into a house that had like a foyer, and then there was like a living room on one side and a dining room on the other, and there were like pocket glass doors that you slid out, and people in the neighborhood would come in after dinner sometimes, like all stressed out, and my dad would take them into the dining room table and slide the doors shut, and they'd be pulling their hair out, and my dad would just be so cool. We always described him as, my dad was as cool as the other side of the pillow, right? And he never let it faze him, and they'd all leave calm and collected, and the next day he'd go to court and help them with whatever their problems were. And I'm like, I'm going to be a fixer. That's what I'm going to be.
Ooh.
And I'm kind of burnt out on that now. So.
Even in careers that you love, there are times when it's not as fun and it's overwhelming, and then you have to kind of rediscover the
business.
I was telling Eden last week, I was so pissed off when I got to Eden's house for the show, and I had to waste my time coaching some, I never even met her, I have no idea how old she is, I like to say she's younger than me, like at court getting a restraining order because her friggin' ex-husband was chasing her around a kid's, I don't even know if it was a basketball game or a
Her friggin' ex-husband was chasing around a kid. Her friggin' ex-husband.
Making a scene because, God forbid, she went out wearing leggings and a top to her kid's thing.
Lululemon.
Yelling at the top of his lungs. They had to bring the police in. And, she's at court, like, so flummoxed by having to do this, and she was like, do I really want to do this to him? And I'm like, yes you do.
Don't stand so close to me.
Yeah But I was like, you know what, these problems are never going to go away. It's the same crap that I've been doing on YouTube, right? Same garbage I've been dealing with for 35 years, and people are just idiots, and at some point in time you're just sick of it. Just sick of it. I'd rather sit at the Pump House in a blizzard listening to, people sing their songs and bringing the 12 of us who were there to some of us were crying at points. We were hooping and hollering at other times. The range of emotion was just wonderful and much more exciting.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's really
fun. So people, another shameless plug because we really haven't hit them, but remember,
okay, shameless plugs.
First two Sundays in March.
Yep.
Eden's doing live karaoke in Pawtucket
right.
and in Wakefield, Peacedale. Come on down.
Shameless plugs, we've got a few. Just ask them. We'll shamelessly plug you too. March 2nd, the Eden Show is on Wednesdays starting March 2nd with Ed Valley. Then March 6th, I'm doing live karaoke at Murphy's Law, which is a pub in Pawtucket. And I'm playing with some new cats, which is going to be super, super fun. John Pelsman, Jeremy Kinsvater, and Mark Vadney. We have not rehearsed. We may not even get a chance to rehearse. So we're going to rehearse in front of y'all.
And I'm going to test their ability to follow along a singer who can't count to 4. That's the bottom line.
This is great. So come out for that fun. That's going to be really fun. And then the following week, I'm back at Pump House for live karaoke, second Sunday of the month, back at 6 o'clock. That's going to be really fun. All those places have fantastic drinks, and Murphy's Law's got paid food. Pump House has free pizza. So if that floats your boat, you're all set. On March 12th, my friend Poppy Champlin are going to be performing at the Blaze up in Providence. This is me and Poppy last weekend. So we did a show at Pump House. And I love this picture taken by this wonderful professional photographer. His name is right there in the corner, but thank you so much for lending me these pictures. This pretty much describes me and Poppy and our energy together. So I have to write a song for it, like in a week. I'm just a little scared. Then we have March 16th, Mother Love It. Marilyn Wade will be our guest, and she is a force of good on the interwebs. She is really wonderful, and she sings like a goddess. So she's been sending me a few of the songs that she's going to do. There's some Gladys Knight. There's some Alita Adams. It's going to be so cool. So looking forward to that. Then March 20th, our friend Eliza is doing Sex and the Older Girl at Arctic Playhouse. Oh, yeah, and I have a clip for that. You want to see a clip? Speaking of fun videos, yeah, everybody gets a video.
She don't want to be your wench. Julie Andrews, Betty White read themselves to sleep at night. Mother Stewart, homemaking queen. She makes sure her bed sheets are clean. Justices Kane and Sotomayor make it illegal to have sex with a bore. Living legends don't need to get laid.
I can't frickin' wait. Yeah. So, Living Legends Don't Need to Get Laid, a song by Eliza Collins and Eden Casteel. And all of Eliza's songs are original. And we wrote them together. So she performed that in November. She's doing it again March 20th at the Arctic Cabaret. That's going to be super, super fun. And our friends Karen Besson and Paula Clare are the backup singers, and they're also going to be opening and performing some numbers at the show. Ooh. So super, super cool. And our friends Joe Potenza and Eric Hastings are going to be the band. So I think that's everything. Oh, yeah. And then March 30th, by the way, our last guest for the month is Ida Zecco. So the one who introduced me for the clip that I showed earlier tonight. I think she'll be here in the studio, and I get to play live for her, and I cannot wait. It's going to be so much fun. So
you did skip over the guest from Georgia, by the way. We have people coming in.
Oh, Tegan Miller. I'm sorry. Tegan Miller and Asaf Gleisner will be performing live from Savannah, Georgia. That'll be, I think, March 9th. I can't keep my marches straight anymore. So, yeah, March 2nd, Ed Valley, March 9th, Tegan. And she's about to do a major competition right now down there called the American Traditions Competition. Daniel Shigo, have you ever done that one? American Traditions. It's art song and popular American song. It's really, really cool. So they're going to do that. And then Marilyn Wade is on the 16th. Then I take a bye week. And then Ida Zecco end of the month, March 30th. And we're just about ready to close up tonight. Guys, thank you so much. It has been really, really fun to hang out with all of you.
My pleasure.
Our pleasure.
So I am going to show one more clip because it's my show. Yes. And this is Jim again. I want to end with class, okay? We got to have some more class when we come in here. So this is from, where is this one? Yeah. There's a little bit of I Love a Piano, and then we sing one more song to kind of close it out. So I'm going to keep both of these on because Jim is just so good. Why not get to have him on here? He's so great.
That will be a great day, will it not? This has been a great day.
So we've done 15 songs. My throat's tired.
It's been so much fun to play with my friend Jim over here. He's tolerated me wonderfully well. But if you're going to play piano and you get to play with Jim, then you're going to do this song because it's Irving Berlin's best song about pianos. I love a piano. I love you, but I really love a piano. As a child, I went wild when a band played. And I ran to the man when his hands swayed. Clarinets were my pets and a slide trombone I thought was simply divine. But today when they play I could hiss them. Every bar is a jar to my system.
Eating the scenery.
There's one musical instrument I call
they just put the echo on.
There's two of you.
Yeah.
I love a piano. I love to hear somebody play upon a piano. A grand piano. It simply carries me away.
Nice.
I was thinking Barbara Cook there.
To treat a Steinway. I love to run my to meddle.
He's
When
smoking.
Michael Feinstein comes this way, I'm so delighted if I'm invited to hear that sexy Jim Rice play. So you can keep your fiddle and your bow. Give me a B-I-A-N-O-O-O. I love to stop right beside an upright or a high tone baby grand.
That's nice singing.
Ain't he? Yeah, thank you. I just watching his fingers. He did try to give me a piano lesson. As you can see,
Did he?
did not take. Yeah.
I know a fine way to treat a Steinway. I love to run my fingers over those keys. The ivories, I hold my Azio to play a Casio. The Arctic's where I love to stay. I'm so delighted that I'm invited to share the keys with Jim today. So you can keep your fiddle and your bow. Give me a B-I-A-N-O-O. I love to stop right beside an upright or a high tone baby grand.
I don't think I know where we're going with that now. All right. So that's what you get. If you want to see the rest of that video, it will be on my YouTube channel. So please subscribe, and I'll make a premiere date for that, and everything will be really fun. But I'm just so glad I got to share what Jim does. He was my guest on the show last year, actually. And now he's so busy, and he's performing everywhere. He just got back from Key West to do some things down there. So he's everywhere you want to be. He's just such a wonderful, wonderful piano player. So thank you guys so much for being here tonight. I really appreciate it.
That was lovely singing.
Thank you. Thank you.
I like that.
I love that song. And it's fun to get to do that kind of in the high key. You know, it just reminds me that I still am a soprano. So
Yeah.
it's in the DNA. It's never going
You
away.
can change it to I'm a soprano.
I'm a soprano, and nothing else is gonna fit. I'm a soprano. Anyway, that's something rhymes with fit, but we don't know what. So thank you all very much for being part of the Eden Show tonight and for watching. Thank you to my guests, Daniel Shigo and Dan Chaika. We're having a bye week next week, and then we will see you on Wednesday, March 2nd for Ed Valley. So everybody have a great night. Thank you so much. Bye.
You too.